Oke, teman-teman independent training, welcome back to our channel independent training. Today we are going to discuss three topics. First one will be purpose of your study. That is quite important in the introduction section. And then number two, we are going to discuss unit analysis of your sample. And then the third one will be going to discuss time horizon of your observation. So don't forget to subscribe independent channel training to get the new update and the new video from our channel. Okay, today discussion will be purpose of the study with our first discussion. So why this is quite important? So the purpose of the study usually easily find in the abstract. So in the first sentence and the second sentence in your abstract, usually they put purpose of study, and that will be your purpose of the study from your own research. Yeah. So we have several types of purpose of study. The first type will be exploratory, descriptive, hypothesis testing, or case study analysis. So this video will be using assumption that your data will be financial data, quantitative approach. The first one will be exploratory study. So exploratory study undertaken when not much is known about the situation at hand, or no information is available on how similar problem or research issue have been solved in the past. Extensive preliminary work needs to be done to gain familiarity with the phenomena in the situation. So this is the definition of on exploratory study, that this is quite difficult. This is quite not applicable for financial data. So we are going not to discuss furthermore regarding exploratory study. Exploratory study usually for qualitative approach, and then you are doing getting more information about the organization. So let's move to the other type of purpose of study. The second one will be descriptive study. A descriptive study is undertaken in order to ascertain and be able to describe the characteristic of the variable of interest in the situation. So this will be the definition of descriptive study. Yeah. The goal of descriptive study hence is to offer to the researcher a profile or to describe relevant aspect of the phenomena of interest from an individual, organization, industry, oriented or other perspective. So for case study research, this descriptive study easily applied if your final event or your final thesis case study, but it can be combined when your final thesis quantitative research. So descriptive study could be used for your quantitative research, but this is not the only type of purpose of study that you are going to use. So we are going to combine descriptive study with causal. Later we are going to discuss regarding causal analysis. Okay, so this is going to be your I put in yellow highlight. This is going to be your emphasis. Is going to be your focus on hypothesis testing. This is using financial data and then quantitative approach. Hypothesis testing, studies that engage in hypothesis testing usually explain the nature of certain relationship or establish the difference among group or independents of two or more in a situation. So hypothesis testing, I already discussed in the previous video, so don't forget to click below here. There will be the video regarding how to describe your hypothesis. Yeah? Hypothesis based on your previous research. So we are going to make hypothesis based on previous article, not based on your not on your own assumption. That will be hypothesis testing. Yeah. Review of the purpose of study. Yeah. Hypothesis testing still applicable for financial data, quantitative approach. Hypothesis testing can be done with both qualitative and quantitative data, but please focus on quantitative data. Yeah. Type of investigation, casual versus correlational. It might be not casual but causal. A manager should determine whether a causal or correlation study is needed to find an answer to the issue at hand. Yeah. So mostly in our research, especially in financial data, in quantitative, we are going to use causal, not correlation, because that will be two different statistical approach to test the causal and correlation. But mostly of your research or mostly of your final thesis will be causal. Yeah. Causal, it means it will relate with the dependent variable and the independent variable. I will forgot regarding dependent and independent variable. That's also already discussed before in our video, so you can easily click over here, down here regarding the independent variable and the dependent variable, so it will make a causal influence. Okay, that will be the type of investigation, causal and then correlation. So focus on causal, not correlation. Yeah. The study in which the researcher wants to delineate the cause of one or more problem is called a causal study. Yeah? So not correlational study. Yeah? That will be the type of investigation. And then we are going to discuss regarding unit analysis. So unit analysis will be describe your sample. Yeah? This is could be individual, but individual usually for qualitative. If your unit of analysis is person, example, if we are going to discuss organizational culture, it means the person in organization will be the unit of analysis, or might be you are going to discuss or you are going to interview the CEO. It means the CEO will be your unit of analysis. So in your case, your unit of analysis will be industry or corporate, because in most final thesis, usually our sample will be industry, manufacturing, banking. So your unit of analysis will be corporate. Yeah. So we are not going to discuss regarding individual unit of analysis or might be group. Yeah. It can be also you are dealing with the group as a unit analysis if your sample will be example the group of human resource group and then finance group and then information technology group. So you have three groups that will be the unit of analysis, but that will be not your focus on your financial data quantitative approach. Okay, so this is also the third one that's quite important, time horizon of your study. Time horizon of your study will be divided into cross-sectional and then longitudinal study. Yeah. So you will be focused on cross-sectional. Yeah. So we can divide cross-sectional study as a study can be done in which data are gathered just once, perhaps over a period of days or weeks or months or yearly in your cases in order to answer the research question. Such studies are called one-shot or cross-sectional study. Yeah. So when you are notice the title of your final thesis will be the influence of implementation of good corporate governance towards firm value. The study conducted in manufacturing industry 2018 up to 2020 in manufacturing industry. Yeah. So you have 3 years observations, but it gathered only once per year. Yeah. So 2018, 2019, 2020. Yeah. So that will be the 3 years of observation. Yeah. That will be example of cross-sectional study, and that will be your focus on quantitative data, financial data. Yeah, so this is the longitudinal study in some cases. However, the researcher might want to study people or phenomena at more than one point in time, in order to answer the research question. So the difference between cross-sectional study and the longitudinal study, if longitudinal study, 2018, 2019, 2020, you will doing a research 2018, is it correlate in time to 2019? That will be longitudinal study. But in in the case of cross-sectional study, you are not going to do the research. You are not going to conduct a research to examine 2018 correlate to 2019. Yeah. So if you notice 2018, you are just conduct a research. Is it the X variable influence the dependent variable or not? But you are not conduct a research regarding 2018 correlate intent 2019, 2019 correlate intent to 2020. Yeah. So that will be the longitudinal study if we are going to correlate in time series. Yeah. In cross-sectional study, you are not going to discuss, you are not going to conduct research regarding the year 2018, 2019, and then 2020. So you are going to only examine the influence of X variable toward dependent variable. So that will be the discussion regarding purpose of the study. Yeah, we have several types of purpose of the study, and then also we have a unit of analysis. Focus of your unit analysis will be corporate, will be industry. Yeah, you are not going to discuss individual unit analysis unless your research is questionnaire or interview. And then the third one, the time horizon of your study. Just focus time horizon of your study to cross-sectional studies. Okay, teman-teman independent learning. So we already discussed three topics for today: purpose of your study, and then unit of analysis. Just focus on your unit of analysis, industry or corporate, and then the last one will be the time horizon of your study. So jangan lupa untuk share kalau video ini bermanfaat. Kemudian kalau kamu suka dengan video ini, kamu like. Dan jangan lupa untuk komen di video ini supaya video channel Independent Learning makin keren lagi.